Okay, this is James Spillane back with Mike, and Mike is going to be talking about his second experience, UFO experience. Mike, fire away.
Okay, so initially, what had happened after that is that I went down the rabbit hole and decided to do some research in regards to UFOs, and I was very intrigued by the fact that the presence of UFOs has always been acknowledged, and I was more intrigued by the fact that um, air forces or air forces for each country literally had a specific department which was discussing the presence of UFOs, and that just got me hooked because I'm like, if top officials know about this and don't want the general public to know about it, I'm like,
Okay, and your experience, can you, so you said that it was on the 1st of September,
yeah,
2020.
yeah.
So if you can tell us about that experience.
Okay, so initially the experience was very odd. So what ended up happening is that it was 11 p.m. I had forgotten to feed my dog, and I was woken up by my parents to actually go feed the dog. And then upon feeding the dog, it was like a cloud.
Sorry, whereabouts was this? You said Kempton Park?
Yes, Kempton Park, Norcom Park to be specific. And as I'm going about my nightly routine feeding my dog, I looked up in the sky, and it was a rainy night, so there was like clouds in the sky, and then by the corner of my eye I could just see like light, and then I could see orbs, but they were like not maneuvering in a sequence. They were like disappearing, reappearing, and then they would like, when they would reappear, they would like form in a straight formation or horizontal formation, I'd say, and then they would keep doing that.
Like in a line formation?
Yes, line.
A line formation.
To be specific. And I was very intrigued.
Was there a sound when they disappeared, or?
Initially, there was no sound, but what I did end up doing, because I've been doing research, UFO research, I literally went to go call out each family member one by one out of the house just to make sure that I'm not seeing my own thing. And only a year later, they had confessed that they couldn't explain what they saw.
Okay, and the distance away from you, how?
The distance was like approximately 20 to like 30 meters, and
No, I mean the. I'm not talking about the distance or what the objects were.
Okay.
You mentioned about 5 kilometers or something.
Yes.
Yeah, about 5 kilometers, and size-wise, you said between 20 to 30 meters in size. And the color?
It was light, like white light.
Okay.
White light. Just to summarize.
Was there any noise when they disappeared, or they just disappeared?
Noise, it was just pure silence.
Okay, so you said that they would disappear and then reappear in another position, somewhere else.
Yeah. It was unexplained by physics.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then your first experience, you said you were looking at these objects for 30 minutes.
Oh yeah. 45 minutes to be specific, because
Okay.
everybody went in the house and I just continued to like stare and the crazy thing about it is the second day.
So sorry, we'll just get the. So you saw this on the 1st of September, the objects, 2020, and then you said you saw them again on the 2nd, on the 2nd. So you said 9 p.m. on the 1st, and then what time on the second one?
Initially the first one was 11 p.m.
Okay.
The second one was 9 p.m. And upon the second encounter, I was with my friend and he was escorting me home, and I was like explaining the whole.
Okay, before we move on, how many were there? How many of these bright orbs or spheres?
There
Spheres?
were actually four.
4, okay.
Yeah. In complete formation, there were actually 4. But when I noticed that there were like 2, and then one appeared and disappeared, and bear in mind that they were all lit up at the same time. They were not only just lined up, they were lit up at the same time.
Were they flashing, or was it a steady light?
It was a steady light.
Steady light.
Steady light.
And your second day, so on the
Just
2nd?
hovering.
Okay, and then the second, the sighting at 9 p.m.?
Okay, so the second encounter, I was, like I said, my friend was escorting me, and like I was telling him my whole experience the whole day about what I'd experienced the day before, and he couldn't believe it. And upon leaving, I had like walked 10 10 minutes away from him, and I noticed when I looked up in the sky, the lights were back, and that just gave me a fright. So I literally ran.
Sorry, what was the name of your friend? You said.
This is Pablo.
Okay, and his surname?
Motaung.
Pardon?
Motaung.
Oh, okay.
So initially I had ran back to go call him, and I was like, yo, do you see what I'm seeing? This is exactly what I saw the day before. This is exactly what I've been telling you about. And we just stood there in awe, and he had nothing to say. He had nothing to say.
And the position, how are they behaving? You spoke that they were flying erratically, like a fly from, in a kind of not a curving manner, but in a short straight lines.
In terms of the direction, they were just hovering.
Okay, hovering.
But
you said that they were also, they were kind of flying erratically, hovering and flying erratically.
I could only see spheres. I couldn't see any.
No, I mean they were moving erratically.
Yeah.
Sometimes they were hovering, and then at other times they were moving erratically.
Well, second day they were just hovering the whole time.
Okay.
So upon seeing that, we stayed at the place that had like 10-15 minutes. I was both speechless, which made me even more scared because I was like walking the direction where the lights were. And what scared me the most about the whole experience is the orbs were literally hovering as I was walking. And
were they seemingly following you, or?
Yes, yeah, they were definitely following me. And I concluded that before I came to Earth, I was a light being, and I think I was the fifth one.
Okay.
The four lights which I did encounter and stuff. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. That's we'll carry on in another blog as well. And thank you very much. Okay.